Okay, so 10 years ago, I rode from Sydney to London on an Australian postal bike, 23,000 miles on a 105cc machine, which I bought from 110 Motorcycles in Caboolture. I came into the shop, I was on the bike that I set off on. I'd ridden from Sydney on it, and then bottom end were rattling, so I came into Joe's shop at 110 here in Caboolture, north of Brisbane, and he said, yeah, your bottom end's gone. And in the end, I ended up swapping the bike I set off from Sydney on for another postie bike called Dorothy, which then took me the 23,000 miles with no problems back to England. I then took Dorothy from New York to Alaska, and I've still got her, and I still don't ride her that often, but yeah, she's still with me. And so now 10 years ago, back at 110 Motorcycles for Garbage Run Australia. So there's going to be 9 of us. I'm guiding 8 riders across the Australian outback from east to west, so effectively Brisbane to Perth, straight through the heart of the outback. So the dirt road tracks, Stuart Highway, the Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, and these are the posties that I guess I commissioned Joe to buy and kit out for me. So we've got 8 bikes out at the minute, and then Jim, the mechanic's just working on the 9th. Just talk you through the basics. So there's a shot, Jim. So yeah, we've got a stock postie, 105cc, 4-speed semi-auto box. The changes that we've had done, so I think it's a 6, maybe a 5 or 6 litre auxiliary tank put on there, just to give it extra range. Stock seat, a stock tank even is just under there. New tyres on them, just some dirt friendly tyres. The Aussie Postbag mail bags, just to give us some storage space. Obligatory milk crate. We've got a cool cover mesh to go over the seat as well, just to make it more comfortable. All the bikes have been given names by Joe and the guys here. So we've got Susie, Chloe, Heidi. What's that one? I don't think this one's got a name. Is this one Bella? Bella. What we got? Julie, Holly, Lucy, riding Lucy, and Lola. So that's it. So Garbage Run Australia. Garbage Run is something I started out by doing Land's End to John O'Groats. I took 25 riders and I rode the postie bike on that. So we did Land's End to John O'Groats, about 1,400 miles, all back roads. That spawned Garbage Run America, which I did last year, taking 12 across America. And then 2019, the very first Garbage Run Australia. So just something that I've always wanted to go across the outback on a postie bike. I guess I've always wanted an incentive and a reason. So I think putting it out there and seeing who else wants to do it, and taking a group of 8 riders, some experienced, some not so experienced, across the outback, I guess it gives me that purpose, gives me that reason to do it. I think doing it on my own, it'd almost be pointless to a large extent. I've got a family at home, I've got a beautiful wife, and we've got a baby on the way, and a new house, and so the idea of going across Australia on my own makes no sense at all. But taking 8 people, and the challenge that comes with that, and the planning and the organisation and the worry, I guess, the challenge, it's all about the challenge and the purpose, and it gives me the challenge and the purpose to do this trip. So my idea is to get everyone safely across. You know, that's the main thing. If everyone's in one piece by the end, at the end of the 3-week trip, that's kind of all that matters. As long as the bikes have been reliable, which they should be, as long as people have had a good time, then that's kind of all that matters. So we're going to ride west. We're going to see how far west we get, ideally Perth, and there the bikes will be, I don't know, maybe if everything goes to plan, I'll do a return trip somewhere in the future, bring another group back east back to Caboolture, or that'll be it and the bikes will get sold off. So we'll see how we go. Just waiting for the gang to arrive. They've all been staying in a hotel nearby, and when they get here we'll divvy up the bikes, have a little bit of a talk around, talk about the mechanics of them, the maintenance, and then we're going to hit the road and do a little ride out to the coast, which is about 40 minutes away, just to get used to the bikes, get people familiar with them, the speed or lack of, riding position, all that basics. Got 2 days then, Friday today and Saturday tomorrow, to get sorted, to pick up last minute bits and bobs, tents and water carriers, things like that, to go through our spares and tools and all the essentials, and then Sunday morning we hit the road, possibly down to Byron Bay first, and then west from there, making the best of the route we can given the rainfall that's happened in the area recently. So that's it, Garbage Run Australia. What could go wrong? Everything, but what could go right? Everything as well. So yeah, fingers crossed.